Hi guys, I'm Sarah Ann Negus, the Modern Day Shaman and your spiritual mentor. I help you discover and master your unseen potential. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about today, your unseen potential, your bigger dreams. I'm just at that awkward little moment where Facebook is waiting for me, waiting to notice that I'm alive, to start telling you that I'm here. So if you're catching the replay, there's a little bit of an introduction. You can just skip through. Now, what I want to talk about today, and I'm feeling quite inspired. I've been indoors all of the time. Hello, Sasha, lovely to see you because it's snowing outside. Not my favourite thing, but what it's done for me today is to kind of bring me within myself. Hi, Harris, lovely to see you. And I want to issue a little bit of a challenge to all of you that are members of my group, Evolve and Thrive. I have been talking since I reopened this group, and at the live event I spoke at on Friday. Hey guys, I've been talking about bigger dreams, dreaming bigger, allowing yourself to overcome the things that you say to yourself so that you can build a bigger vision for your life. Now, something I've noticed is that there's a lot of what I call false positivity. Now, it doesn't serve us. False positivity is kind of putting a mask over what's going on in your life. And the whole point of your life is to experience all of it. And if it is feeling crappy today, that's okay. Acknowledge that it feels crappy. Also acknowledge that tomorrow it's going to feel different and you're going to choose a different way of being. Now, usually what I find is if you're bored, if you are crying, if you are feeling really frustrated with yourself, and trust me, all of these things are mine as well, they're opportunities for you to look at what's going on inside of yourself, look at what is coming on around you that you're attracting, and give yourself the freedom to choose a different way. Now, I want to give you the idea of a pattern interrupter. So you do what you do because you know how to do it. You may have a level of success in your life that you're comfortable with, that feels good. Now, this is your pattern, the same way that you have beliefs within you about who you are and how you respond with other people. The pattern interrupter is where you come in and you throw everything up in the air. Kind of, oh gosh, what can I create? You allow your imagination to come in, you choose a different thought, a different behavior and a different action to where you've always been. Now, to do this, you have got to have an open mind. More than an open mind, you've got to have a curious mind, a fun mind, a joyful mind. I like to bring it into alignment with the mind of a child. You know, and I said this to one of my clients this morning, you know, when a kid is trying to fit his round block into the square peg, or the round peg into the square hole, and he can't. So what he does is he sits there for a little while and he plays around with it and he thinks, how can I do this differently? Well, this isn't working. Excuse my hand action. This isn't working, but all sorts of other things may. And he goes away and he has a look at all the other things that he's got lying around to play with, and he tries to find what is actually going to work for him in his, hi Melanie, in his way. So if you find yourself as that round peg at the moment, trying to fit yourself in a box that isn't comfortable for you, you've got to squeeze into, or you've got to kind of find more of you to fill, more of you in an unhealthy way to fill, then it's time for you to create a pattern interrupter. Now, that pattern interrupter may well be time on your own. It may well be that you've got to get yourself away, sit with yourself and wonder, how am I going to change this? This really isn't really what I want. I don't feel fine. I don't feel good. Actually, all I want to do is curl up in a ball. The only person that can change this is me. So you need to just bring yourself in, find something to do differently. Now, usually I find that if I take myself away and I do something fun, I play some loud music, I go for a walk in the woods, or I go and talk to a trusted friend or a mentor, or I go and see my own therapist or my own coach, then they come up with a different perspective that allows me to shift and change. That's one way of making a pattern interrupter. The other way is to express your feelings. So usually women particularly are taught not to be angry. Angry is not a nice emotion. It's not acceptable. I say it is. And in certain situations, anger is exactly what's needed. Get angry about the place that you find yourself in. Go and scream and shout. Write it in your journal. Paint angry paintings. Get the emotion out of you. And when you have spent that emotion, take a breath and then have a look at what it's really about. I imagine you're ultimately angry with yourself. Usually, everything comes back to you. Pretty much 99%. Everything comes back to you. So if you're angry, if you're frustrated, if you're sad, look to yourself. Sometimes you can't see, and that's why you need this pattern interrupter that I'm suggesting you here. Now, you will all have an idea of what it is that you are trying to create in your life. And I expect that you have built certain things around that dream that you can see. How about we bring in a pattern interrupter? And this is my challenge to you, those of you that are watching this. Please do come back later and comment in the video. What you know is what you're comfortable with. What you can see is what you think you can achieve, what you think is near for you. Create a bigger dream. Interrupt your pattern of everything you know. Become that curious child again. I'm not going to do the hand actions this time, although I was trying to show you how to put a round block in a square peg. Imagine something more than you ever dared to. Pattern interrupt yourself. There's a challenge. What do you kind of really, really, really deep down in your authentic self dream of? And then why do you think you can't? Interrupt these patterns of thoughts and let's see what it is that you want to evolve into, that you want to thrive with in your life. Come and share with me. I'll be coming back later and probably tomorrow to answer your questions, your queries about pattern interrupter, about dreaming bigger, and about challenging you to step into something that you couldn't even begin to just yesterday. So all it takes is a change, an interruption in all that you know. Hi Carol, great to see you again. This little piece here is just about pattern interrupting so that you can create a bigger vision. Now I've got to rush. I've got a client in 2 minutes. So come back to me with your comments and let's see where we go with this. Hey guys, lots of love. Bye.